So I can kind of answer this question of how to fix King of the Ring pretty easily, because a lot of the stuff I'm going to say is just the standard stuff for tournaments, and I don't know why WWE seems so just adamant that they're not going to follow a regular tournament format, but just do a normal tournament. There we go. Fixed King of the Ring for you. Hope you enjoyed that. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about King of the Ring. In particular, we are talking about how to fix King of the Ring and how to fix the King of the Ring tournament, whether that be format, whether that be results, just however to make this season a little bit more interesting. Because right now, I feel like this King of the Ring tournament is pretty dead and pretty dire. So I have some thoughts on how to fix it. Now, there is a little bit of an asterisk. I'm just talking solely about the King of the Ring tournament. The Queen of the Ring tournament, I think, apart from the format of the tournament, which is just sort of an overarching thing because they both follow the same format, in terms of winners and picks to win, I'm not necessarily opposed to who's gone through. I'm quite, happy that Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill have advanced. So I think they're doing well with that for the time being. We'll see. But the format needs a massive overhaul, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we do, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below, and I'll try to like every single one of them as we dive into this. Starting with the format of this list. This is going to be my 5 ways to fix the King of the Ring tournament and create it in the image that I want, which is just a solid tournament. Really, I just want it to be a proper tournament. I want it to feel more like a proper tournament because, yeah, it doesn't feel like a proper tournament right now. It feels a bit, feels like a bit of a, obligation that they have to do this. It doesn't feel like they're putting their full creative powers behind this tournament. It just feels like we're in King of the Ring season and we did it this time last year. Let's do it again for Night of Champions. So we're going to dive into it right now with my number 1 change. So the first way to fix the King of the Ring tournament is single elimination tournament. By that I mean ditch the 4-ways. I don't know why Triple H seems so adamant to do, well I do know why he seems so adamant to do this, but he does like triple threats, like qualifiers for tournaments, and does like 4-ways in the tournament. No, let's not do that. Let's do singles matches. He does the 4-ways and he does the triple threats because he doesn't want particular people taking pins, which is all part of a tournament. The issue with the tournament and why people say you can't do tournaments in wrestling is because lots of people have to take pins, lots of people have to take losses. However, I think if done correctly, as we've seen numerous times in AEW, Progress, Rev Pro, wherever you've seen an independent wrestling tournament or an alternative single elimination tournament, people get pinned and they lose nothing. Look at the G1 Climax. Lots of people get pinned in the G1 Climax, Best of the Super Juniors, because it's a round-robin tournament. So that argument doesn't stand up for me. People can take pins. You can pin Cody Rhodes every now and then if you want to. He doesn't lose anything by getting pinned. So I think ditching the 4-ways, going to a single elimination tournament bracket and having it just be singles matches makes it feel more important, makes it feel more prestige and more authentic, because the 4-way thing just seems to have come out of nowhere. Just having random fatal 4-ways and one person advancing, and then all of a sudden you're in like almost the last round, you're in the second to last round of the tournament. It feels like you've missed a stage, and you have missed a stage. You've missed the semi-finals, for crying out loud. So yeah, ditch the 4-ways. It's really dumb. The next change that I would make is make this a TV special with all the content that WWE is putting out. Saturday night main events, you've got fucking super shows, you've got LFG, you've got Evolve, you've got all the content that WWE is putting out. You think they can't do a network special for the King of the Ring tournament? Just do it. I think you could easily do it. Just have it like a 3-hour block of TV, or dedicate an entire episode of Raw to the tournament, and then you have the entire tournament in one night. It's done. We have our winner. You can build to the match, the championship match, or you can build to the finals at Night of Champions, however you want to do it, because obviously you've got 2 tournaments. You could literally have a special episode of SmackDown, a special episode of Raw, do all the matches, tell one long-term story throughout the tournament of people getting injured, people selling their leg or something like that, and there you have a nice bit of storytelling. You have 1 week that you just tick, boom, done, tournament is wrapped. You can have an all-women's SmackDown, all-men's Raw, vice versa, and just tell that one story on the night. Having it spread out is just, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, and it used to be good as a pay-per-view. We used to like the King of the Ring pay-per-views. I like tournaments happening in one night. I would even make the same argument for the Owen Hart tournament. I'd love to see just like a big block, a big 4-hour special from AEW, and they just tell the story in one night. Because I think doing it across weeks loses some of that urgency. I think the urgency is gained by doing a single tournament in one night. And yeah, that's it really. You get that urgency, you get that sense of pace with the tournament if you do it in one night. So TV special on Netflix, let's make it happen. That leads into my third point, and that is long-term stories told within the tournament. I think that is the best part of a tournament, is that you can tell stories over a longer form run. So for instance, let's go with who went through. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn went through in the King of the Ring tournament. He could have his leg destroyed by Chad Gable in the first match, and he then has to wrestle for the rest of the night with a bad leg. He is just, it's getting destroyed. Everyone knows it's a target. Everyone wants to go for that leg of Sami Zayn because they know he's had it injured early on. But the issue with WWE is they do it over these separate nights, and people don't continuously sell. Sami Zayn will come out, he'll do his same entrance, he'll do his same, just awesome, I like his entrance, just do his entrance, and then we'll forget about the leg. We'll forget about the fact that he had his leg nearly ripped off by Chad Gable. See what I mean? I think telling it over one night, telling this one story, who you want to win, who he's going up against, and then matching someone, maybe matching him up with someone who targets the leg, who uses Boston Crabs and etc. to go after the leg, and you can tell that underdog story. The consistent selling and the consistent sort of storylines that go through the tournament is lost doing it in a weekly format unless they stay consistent, which in my opinion they don't stay consistent with, and I think that's an issue overall, is that people don't sell during their entrances, in which case some of that is lost. So I think long-term tournament over one night, if that makes sense, and storytelling within that. Have one guy sell an injury, get battered, just get eviscerated, pick up the win, and then he's the one who has to go forward, and he's selling these injuries throughout the night. I think that makes all the sense in the world. Coming in at number 4 is something that I hold dear to my heart, and is one of the reasons that I find it so hard to watch WWE at the moment. No interference, no cheating, because right now it feels like there is cheating, interference in every single big match in WWE, and it's just getting obnoxious and a booking crutch. So you do the King of the Ring tournament, single elimination, and you say there will be no interference or cheating in these matches. Anyone does, suspended or something like that. Some sort of overarching threat, I guess is the best word, or some sort of penalty for someone who cheats or is, disqualified or has someone interfere for him, put their feet on the ropes or something like that, because it's getting exhausting. It's getting exhausting, and eventually you are going to burn out a portion of the fans who are looking forward to seeing a good wrestling match, and instead we get just cheating and shenanigans. I think the best example of this recently is Chad Gable versus Vikingo from Worlds Collide. I don't think there was a single ounce of sort of cheating. There were a few sort of heelish tactics from Chad Gable, but at the same time he wasn't like American Made weren't coming down to help him all the time or distracting the ref or anything like that. It was a really good wrestling match, and that's what you should do for King of the Ring. It is King of the Ring, for crying out loud. It's who's the best in the ring, and therefore ban outside interference, ban shenanigans, ban managers, just one-on-one who is the best wrestler. Give them 15-20 minutes and let them show you what you can do in that ring. Yeah, makes all the sense in the world. And finally, number 5, elevate some new stars. I think this is the biggest issue with this year's King of the Ring tournament, particularly following SmackDown, which just aired last night. Yeah, last night, because I'm recording this on Saturday. We have Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn and Randy Orton advancing when you had the likes of Penta, Carmelo Hayes, Aleister Black, like people who could be elevated using this tournament, and instead we've got Cody Rhodes, who doesn't need a tournament to get a world title shot, Randy Orton, who doesn't need a tournament to get a world title shot, Sami Zayn, who doesn't need a tournament to get a world title shot. You've got people who are on the seams and are on the cusp of breaking through, but they have once been stepped over again by this batch of older stars. It could have been great seeing Carmelo Hayes go up against Gunther. It could have been great seeing Penta go up against Gunther, but instead they've been, pushed to the wayside because it's a fatal four-way tournament. They couldn't even get to the next round because it's a fatal four-way tournament. They can't even have the advantage of picking up a win, getting to the next round and then getting eliminated. They're eliminated in the first round because it's a four-way format, which, again, not great. So I want to see this used to elevate new people, elevate people to the top of the card again, because you can do that. It's so easy to do if you just have them have a great showing. Like Carmelo Hayes, I think is a no-brainer to sort of, maybe would have been my pick to maybe win this tournament if you really wanted to go out there, have the final be Cody versus Carmelo or something like that, and really have just new guys, up-and-coming guys that we've not seen that much get the push that we really want them to elevate to the top. Queen of the Ring, again, Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez. So I'm happy that they've gone through. Some people who are a bit fresh feel a bit new. The men's side is just, it's just a bunch of guys we've already seen. We've already seen this. We've seen Cody versus Gunther. We've seen Randy versus Gunther. We've seen Sami versus Gunther. And if presumably Jay's going to win next, we've also seen Jay versus Gunther. So they can maybe go after John Cena, but we've seen Randy Orton versus John Cena. We've seen Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. So the only one there that would be fresh would be Sami Zayn and maybe Jey Uso if he gets through. So it doesn't feel fresh. It doesn't feel like, oh, I want to see these people go through. I want to see new people. We're not elevating people, it feels, in the men's division, unfortunately. And this could have been the perfect opportunity to do that. I think pairing this with Seth winning Money in the Bank and not elevating someone new there either also shows to me that it's a bit of a stagnant top of the card for the men's division at least. So that is how I would fix King of the Ring. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Let me know and I'll try to apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support and have a nice day.